I'm Tyler Austin from Gungnir Strategic. Thank you so much for watching. In this video, I'm going to be bringing you 5 tips to improve your draw stroke from concealment. Now, the first 2 of these tips are going to be all about clearing the garment, because clearing the garment is the biggest obstacle to you getting a master grip on that gun and getting that gun into the fight. It's the biggest failure point for people. So my first tip to you is that whenever you have 2 hands available to attack the garment, use both of them to help clear the garment. A lot of people, even if they have both hands available, they'll only use their support hand to clear the garment, and they'll just stage this hand to get a grip on the pistol. The problem with that being, of course, is again, this is your biggest failure point. So if you have 2 hands available, use both to attack that garment, clear it, then go for the pistol. By using both hands, you quite literally double your chances of getting a good firm grasp on that garment and clearing it properly. Now, of course, there are situations where you may only have one hand available. Maybe you're holding a light, maybe you're pushing somebody out of the way, stepping around somebody, whatever the case is, those are exceptions to the rule. They don't make the rule. And that rule being, if you have 2 hands available, use both to get a grip on that garment and help you clear the garment. Tip number 2 is going to be pull the slack out of the garment. Whenever you are clearing the garment, don't just leave it dangling here, especially if you wear looser clothing. That slack can make the gun catch on the garment, again, especially if you wear looser fitting clothing, and in particular if you red dot the pistol. Red dots on pistols tend to be a nice little ledge that like to catch on clothing. So whenever you clear that garment, don't just let it dangle here. Literally take it and pull the slack by pulling that garment across your chest. And as you can see, this pulls all of that slack out of the garment from where I carry my gun, and there is very little chance of that pistol catching on any part of that garment as you're drawing it from your holster. Same thing if you are carrying from appendix carry. This gun is unloaded, by the way, so don't be a safety Sally with me because I don't have a appendix holster. But same thing, if it's from appendix, it's going to be the same thing. 2 hands go to the garment, pull the garment up. I take this and I pull the slack out of it. And again, that gets it nice and close to my body. So that way there is no way that this pistol is going to catch on a loose hanging garment. Tip number 3 is going to be push your body away from the gun. Where you're pushing your body is going to depend on where you carry the gun. So from the 4 or 5 o'clock position, what I'm going to do is after I clear the garment, as I'm clearing the garment, I'm going to actually lean my body and push my hips, so that way I'm pushing that gun away from me. What this does is it gets a little bit of distance between my body and the gun and makes it easier for me to get a good master grip on that gun. Also, especially if you have longer arms and carrying at the 4 or 5 o'clock position, this is going to put less stress on your shoulder to actually get that good master grip. It's going to be the same thing if I'm carrying appendix. As I clear that garment and I'm going for that master grip, I'm going to push my hips forward and lean back slightly, creating a little bit of space between the gun and my body, so that way I can get a good master grip. Tip number 4 is to always bring the gun to a high pectoral index during the draw stroke. So when I draw this gun, I'm literally going to bring it up into a high pectoral index. This is really good because I'm training a crucial position for shooting under retention or in a clinch. If I'm already bringing this gun up to this position by default in my draw stroke, I am by de facto essentially also training a clinch position with the pistol. Obviously, I don't have to stop here if I'm going to fully present the gun, but I do, whenever I draw the gun, always bring it up here before presenting it out fully. Doing this also helps fight inefficiencies in the draw stroke, such as bowling or fishing, because you're creating a hard pathway where that gun goes every single time. Now, doing this from appendix is going to be a little bit different simply to the path of the draw. I'm not going to necessarily drag it all the way here, because when I draw from appendix, my high pectoral index might be more like here, and if I am in a clinch, I might have to bring it back slightly. I'm not going to do this to then press it out all the way. It would just be inefficient that way. But still, it's the same idea. As I draw that gun, I'm still coming up to a relatively high pectoral index with the gun before presenting it fully. And my fifth and final tip to you is going to be in regards to finding the sights. Never try to find your sights when you're presenting the gun. Take your eyes and burn a hole into wherever you want your sights to go, and then drive the gun to that and let the sights superimpose themselves onto wherever you are focusing on the target. So for example, if you want to put rounds high thoracic on the target, you burn a hole on the high thoracic of the target with your eyes, and as you drive the gun to that point and allow the sights to superimpose themselves on the high thoracic of the target. So don't be looking for your sights as you drive the gun out. Burn a hole wherever you want those sights to go and drive the gun to that point. It's like pointing your finger at something. I don't have to look at my finger and then use my eyes to drag it to whatever point I want. I look wherever I want to point my finger and I drive my finger to that point. It's the same exact thing. I stare and I burn a hole wherever I want my sights to go and wherever I want that pistol to go, and I drive the pistol to that spot. Anyways, those are my 5 tips and tricks for you when it comes to drawing from concealment. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you did, please like and subscribe. Also consider joining my Patreon, links down in the description below, of course. I'm Tyler Austin from Gungnir Strategic. Thank you so much for watching.